Hello, my beautiful fragrance family. Dustin here, fragrance fan. Go ahead and do me a solid and click that like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell notification. I'm just going to keep on bringing you guys these budget-friendly fragrance reviews. That 40-ish and under dollar range. Most of these, way less than that. A good number of these you can find at your local rack stores. And both of the ones that I have for you here today are exactly that. Far under $40. Both rack store finds, readily available. And I typically have a rule when I go to a rack store. If I'm at Burlington and I see a fragrance locked up in that little plastic case and it doesn't look too feminine and it has that little RVL sticker on the bottom of it, right? Oh, that one's got a thing blocking it. That little RVL sticker. If I see that, more than likely I'm going to purchase it because there's a really good chance that it's cloning a fragrance and there's a really good chance that it smells good even if it's not a good clone. Perfect example. Bravery Hero smells pretty much nothing like Burberry Hero, but it still smells really good. So I found one for $15 and I decided to pick it up. From what I can, from what I've seen and gathered, it's Al Fair's Oud Wood. Looks like it says like egg something, SGC, SGD. Like I almost thought it said egg or something when I first seen it. But anyhow, so atomizer, real quick. Boom. Pretty decent atomizer. Not pressure sensitive, but squirts out a good amount of juice. So, atomizer cap. I don't understand what's going on there. Quality control. This has notes in it. Something like citrus, oud, leather, dominating oud leather thing, patchouli, amber, incense. And if that sounds familiar, it sounds a lot like Tom Ford's Ambre leather because I feel like that's what the heart of this fragrance is without being a direct clone because there's a twist. There's a big twist on this thing. While having that same body as Tom Ford, like 65% Tom Ford, the other 35% that's not ombre leather is a dank, funky, wet, old gym sock, gym locker kind of a smell. From the oud, I'm thinking is what it's coming from. Very, very dark, animalic, gym locker, funky oud. For like, when I sprayed this on my hand, right, I thought that I rubbed my hand in like kitten poop or something like that and didn't realize it because I was like, wow, is that really coming from this? So I sprayed it in the air and on my other hand, I was like, no, that actually is coming from this. Extremely offensive to my nose, that note is. After about 15 minutes, it started to pretty much vanish. Kept a little bit of the animalic quality, not like an annoying amount, but enough to like keep it like more mature, like only like people with like mature, like not necessarily developed nose, but like bold noses would like or something. But the first 15 minutes, I'm like gritting my teeth, but then it smelled good after that. And I don't want a fragrance that I gotta like white knuckle it for 15 minutes. Like Club de Nuit EDT, sure, I can understand how it's like harsh, but it's not like puking. It's not like a bowel movement kind of a harsh. It's just sharp, harsh, and abrasive. Whereas this is like not something you want to smell for the first 10 or 15 minutes. I just don't understand who's gonna like the way that smells. But again, after 10 or 15 minutes, that goes away, and the performance on this fragrance is, from what I can understand, from what I've seen, I've only wore it twice because I really don't want to wear it that many more times, is like 5 hours. It was pumping off pretty good. So a good alternative to this fragrance overall. I mean, it's a dark, cold weather, evening kind of fragrance, you know, just like ombre leather. I give it a 2.5 out of 10. 2.5 out of 10. I give it that much because it has some kind of performance and the body of this thing is kind of trying to replicate a little bit of a masterpiece with their own weird, funky twist. So a good alternative to this fragrance for about the same price is Ambre Leather, because you get, let me just go ahead and compliment my nose and get rid of the offense that I just smelled from that thing, that atrocity. So this one is much more accurate to the Ambre Leather. I'm not even sure if that's what this is cloning, but I mean, it really reminds you of that. With you heard my rant about it. But the Ambre Leather stays true to that smooth, like dusty leather, earthy patchouli, lots of sweet amber, got like a thick creaminess going on there, some cardamom, just a beautiful, lovely, smooth, but thick and heavy kind of a fragrance. And the performance on this one, on me, is pretty good. It's like a 6 or 6.5 hour fragrance. And for being $17, that's doing pretty good. So, yeah, I approve of this one. And ultimately, I mean, this to me is a gem. This is a 7 out of 10 fragrance because it's got a little bit more in the performance, but it's doing a pretty good job at smelling like a fragrance that is 10 times the price. Actually, more than that, because I think that like $160 bottles are like, what, 1.7 ounce or something? Whereas this is 3.4 ounce for $17. And yeah, so do yourself a favor. Unless you want something dank and funky, just leave this one alone and go ahead and pick up this one because it's a much better version. You would think that this one would be like a Oud Wood, Tom Ford Oud Wood clone, but Milestone already has that woody oud, and that thing is really good. But yeah, so, and this one, it's mature. It's still kind of easy, but it's mature. It's not for everybody. Not everybody likes oud. Not everybody likes leather fragrances, heavy fragrances like this. It's not a crowd-pleasing fragrance. It's not a compliment kind of fragrance. It's one that you will enjoy yourself. One that will give you confidence, lift you up, and just know that you're kind of smelling like luxury on a budget, but nobody's going to know that you're on a budget except for yourself when you wear this one, because in the air, you're going to have a hard time telling the difference between this and the original Tom Ford. Now, I don't own that one, but I smelled it many, many times because just out of curiosity, I've been doing a lot of like kind of side-by-sides with these and the originals, and, you know, just so I can get more accurate content just for myself. But yeah, so go ahead and avoid that oud wood. Get amber leather instead, and you'll be saving yourself heartache and money. So that's my final thoughts on oud wood and what its replacement is, or alternative. With that, I'm out. Y'all be blessed. Take care of yourself always, and until next time.